Hello and welcome to Reporting Success. This is Challenge 1B. The team for this challenge were Lubo, Nick, Z, Marius and myself, Beth. The challenge set to us was to automate a monthly report which would result in a final formatted Word document. The outcome required was to establish a user-friendly data entry platform that all users could input into, and then develop an automated process which would populate a final Word report. So what is the current problem? Every month, project leads write sections in a large monthly report. Currently, each section is written in a Word document by overriding the previous month's information. These separate sections are then collated and formatted into one large document. This takes several man-hours each month, so they knew there was a better way to do this.
Thanks, Beth. The solution we proposed is to use Microsoft Power Platform to automate this process. Power App connected with a SharePoint sheet is used to collect report contents. Then a Power Automate flow is triggered to pull the contents from SharePoint sheet to a Word report template, which will be sent to Project Manager for approval. Once it's approved, a final PDF version of the project report will be created.
We will now demonstrate how the Power App tool works. The Start screen will prompt us to select which project we want to update the current information for. After selecting the project, we will be prompted with a set of inputs that will be required from us. Each input is demonstrating currently the most relevant information stored for that specific project. If any of the information is out to date, we can get it in the text box provided. Once we are happy with all the information, we can simply click the Submit button, and the record will be updated in the latest storage file. In this instance, it is an Excel file, but in the future it could be anything from a SharePoint to a SQL server.
As you can see on here, we have a Power Automate workflow which runs once a month. It takes the data from the table which is populated by the Power Apps. It then populates a Word document and initiates the approval process. And once the document is approved, it then generates a PDF. So let's see that in action. We just run the flow, and then as we can see, what it's going to do is going to generate a document on SharePoint, which we can then open and check. It contains all the relevant metadata which is populated within the document. It then also starts an approvals process, which you can see on here. So we can either approve or reject, and if we approve that or reject it, then the originator will be notified of the outcome. And once the documents are approved, it then generates a PDF that you can see here. On the right hand side at the bottom, you can see the future suggested improvements. Once the flow runs successfully, it will generate the Word documents on SharePoint with a consistent file naming convention where we have a project name followed by the period. We also created all the relevant fields required in the Word document, which you can see we store data in different formats. We've got some free text with executive summary, we've got table-related data for milestones and costs, and we also got bullet points of program look ahead. And as you can see, we can also generate PDF documents of the same reports once they are approved.
Thanks, Nick. Here are some benefits of the solution we proposed. More efficient reporting process, saving time and resource, standardized report input, avoiding inconsistency while improving user interface, improved engagement from stakeholders due to ease use of system, centralized and structured data storage.
Thanks for that, G. We faced a number of obstacles when taking on this challenge. The first one was to ensure that previous entries can be seen by users. We managed to incorporate this into the Power App. The next challenge we faced was around avoiding duplication of reports. Again, we added a feature into Power Automate that allowed no duplication of reports when the flow was run. And we also put in some formatting requirements for dates and times to ensure consistent formatting. There are also a number of future opportunities for further development, both in short and long term. These particularly focus on greater management control, both throughout the Power App and the report formatting, and also a future opportunity to integrate with Power BI for insight reporting.
In regards to the first question, the benefit of an automated workflow rather than a manual one is that the final monthly reports come from a single source of truth. This single source of truth is updated by the teams, and it can be updated by multiple persons at the same time, whilst accessing this from their trainers, from their home, to the tablets and mobiles, which is not really possible when you have to edit a manual document. The other added benefit is the clear record keeping and version control, as well as the consistency of the document structure, so we don't have team members being able to actually modify the structure of the final report. In regards to the second question and how we could reinvent the streamlining a bit better, we were thinking that we could incorporate the information into a Power BI dashboard for more interactive reporting and start to look a little bit more in depth about the submissions that team members provide. We would set automated reminders and call to actions that could be monitored, and that would increase the involvement of the team. We could look at understanding the trends that may be occurring from those reports to a project throughout the life cycle of a project or multiple projects. On the third question, in reinventing the process, we have discussed that we would look at understanding the project risks and how they can be mitigated, and to the better understanding of the submissions. We would establish some KPIs based on the project inputs, and we would start to monitor the project team involvement and see whether there is some sort of correlation, perhaps, or causation between the project involvement in the reporting, the number of different sort of packages that are reporting towards the monthly report, and the performance of the project itself.